Yeah. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the best damn comic book related show on the internet. That's right, I said it. Comics most
Yes,
educated panel here with you once again. It's Tuesday night. We hope everyone had a great
we're
Memorial
on. We're
Day.
on.
I sure didn't. Um, I was laid up in the bed and it hurt. But I'm back. I'm back on camera tonight for we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. I am medicated and ready to go. We got some guests tonight. We're gonna have Travis Miller joining us with the last patrol. It's the last day for that campaign, I believe. So
Ooh,
we need to make sure that he's already funded, but any extra money we can get him. We got Rob Anderson who got us some hate mail over the week. He's responsible for clearing up, so he has to come here and do some house cleaning. And we got Mr. Eric Hoskins going to talk to us about the rigors, I said, of having a webtoon comic. Got some questions for him too from Indie Boat Radio that came in. Actually came in over our last show, but I didn't get a chance to read them. So,
sweet.
perfect person to answer those questions. And we're going to talk about some other stuff that's going on in the industry. All today, all right now on Indie Vote Live. Yeah. All right. So, everyone, there, my name is Varian Grant. I am a publisher, been a publisher, co-owner of Last Call Comics. Been so for a long time now, since 2012 with that with Last Call Comics. But I've been making comics since 2008. First book I made was a black and white um, interior action comedy called Psycho Sirens. I am a father, a husband, a geek, a sensitivity reader now, a reluctant taxpayer, absentee voter, um, hmm? crybaby,
Cry
uh,
baby.
also pain in the butt, Lola baby daddy, just all that stuff. I just all those titles are all mine, and this is Indie Vote Live, which I also own. I also own Indie Vote, so that's cool. Yeah, feather in my cap. Finally did something. Uh, uh, Dumbass finally did good. And I'm joined as always, by Lola. Yeah, yeah, she is, and Mr. Randy Zimmerman. Introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Zimmerman. I've been doing alternative and independent comics for many, many, many years. Arrow Comics, Caliber Comics, Massive Comics, Weeby Comics, you name it. I freelanced for quite a few years. Did my own newspaper for about the last decade that we circulated around my neighborhood. And now I'm back doing alternative comics. I've done just about everything in comics that you can imagine, and then some. And I'm an award-winning commercial and graphic artist. I also have the YouTube channel Zim Geek here on YouTube. That's ZIMMGEEK. If you get a chance, check it out.
Very good, very good. Mr. Dreaded Dinosaur.
How's it going, everyone? Eric Hodson, Dreaded Dinosaur here. I have a little webtoon called The Dreaded Dinosaur Man, and I'm working on a cool comic book right now called Roddy Piper and the Kilted Avenger. That's about done, and I'll hopefully be updating soon as to how much longer it's going to take before we get that book out. And then I'm going to be starting on a full-run comic book for Dreaded Dinosaur Man and several other cool projects. I've been in the indie comic industry since 2005, publishing and printing my own books. We've got some streams in the past, but very embarrassed me with those. You can look those up, check it out. And I just want to say hi to everybody in all the countries across the pond. Might be joining us on Indie Volt Radio, and we're happy that you're with us once again for a wonderful weekend lineup of comic talk.
Eric, it sounds a little bit like you're underwater. Is your microphone like, are you going through your microphone or are you going through the webcam?
Oh, I'm sorry. It should be hunky dory.
I thought it was just me getting that. So
Sounds a little weird. I'll let you get it together and then we'll go to Rob. Rob, introduce yourself, sir.
I'm going to do the very grand opening. So I am the owner of all the internet, according to this show. I create comic books to get laid. I am the reason you have a sensitivity reader, and I still don't listen to them. I am the indie advocate, the comics devil, and I create books about fetish, monsters, and more. And I give free hugs and spanks once they let me back out into the world. And I am a reluctant mask wearer. I know I have to. No, I don't want to be shamed by you fuckers. Keep your opinions to your goddamn self. I wear the damn mask.
We do need to remind everyone that today's broadcast is rated TVMA DLSV.
That's right. That's right. Eric, say something.
Something. And
Much better.
yeah, you know
A
what
little
happened
better,
is my webcam for my drawing setup was the one that was hooked up for the mic somehow.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
that's what I knew. I'm like,
Rah!
yeah. She was like, I heard you okay. It was just you seem like you were, distant away from. Yeah.
Yes, I was quite distant lately. It's hot here and there's no air conditioning.
Very. How did I do with an intro like yours?
That sounded real good. I liked it. You should stick with that.
And now look, I've got the Indie Vault at night set up now.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Look at that.
Ah,
You
The
showed
comics, the highlight behind the lights and all that. Yeah.
My boy Rob went and bought him some LEDs.
No, I had them. They're Halloween stuff. I just stuck behind the comics.
what do you say, Lola? I didn't hear.
Purple's my color. He can't have it.
You're not using purple right now.
That's more of a magenta pew.
Yeah.
thing.
That's
I
kind of
would
pink.
do purple. I would not do purple.
they call that bisexual lighting.
Well, I mean, Randy, if you're interested, it's been a long quarantine.
Randy can be the cyan to your pink.
Ah, that's all I've got to say about that.
Guys, I gotta bring up the some of the questions that we got. We got a lot of cool questions. I do want to talk about one thing though. Recently on Indie Vault, we've been discussing our we've been talking about our new mascot we have. Which
Wait a minute. Our new mascot, the Silver Spoon.
No, not Silver Spoon Coon. Which is my mascot.
Our new mascot, the moon calf.
No, not the moon calf.
No, not the moon calf.
Are you talking about Chris Jericho's background that you're now using?
That would be that one. Right there.
Yeah, it does look like that. It does look like Jericho's background. No.
Break the walls down.
If anybody's unaware, we had this character design. She's an electrician, and she's going to appear on the website mainly. You'll see her on the website, and we asked a bunch of you on the Indie Vote Facebook, to go and vote and let us know what you thought about character. Well, not what you thought about her, but really help us pick a name for her. And
We don't care what you think. Just name her.
Yeah. We didn't care what you thought. We knew
It's
it.
happening no matter what. Just give her a
Yeah.
name.
And I'm going to reveal those because even we don't know them right now. So I'm going to reveal those results. And before I do, because you got to have commercials. Before I do, I'm going to bring in Travis Miller of the Last Patrol. Hello, Travis.
Hey, everybody.
Just as you take the sip, I brought him in.
Hey, sorry I'm late. My office mate, my wife, was finishing up work, so we don't want to talk over each other.
No problem. So we're gonna unveil the name. What name won? Brian Lindless, my favorite group in the house. Hello, Brian. Good evening. How are you tonight, sir? And he says he has a mean comic book. He has a comic book call name. I draw a mean stick figure. And Pops Van Zandt says hello from the other side of the state. Data Supreme in the house, and it is Barger.
Oh,
He's
Dennis.
Anna Moisty creator. Yeah, hello, Dennis. Hello.
Hi, Dennis. How
Yeah.
you doing? Thanks for listening.
Dennis, somebody who I want to get on the show for quite a while, but I can't get a hold of. So I'm going to make sure I just start needling him for
Yes.
an appearance. I want to talk to him about comics, about comic stores.
Yep. Dave is in the house. Dave the Supreme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ralph Griffith is playing with his yo-yo. Yo. Brian says, I am the one and only captivated creation.
So he got captured?
Apparently.
Or his creation got captured.
Hey, that's
Okay.
mine. That's my business. That's my bread and butter.
Good comic call name. Draw a mean stick figure.
Hey, I got a friend of mine, Matt Fazell. He draws stick figures professionally, so don't knock it till you tried it.
Oh, yeah.
Matt's a genius with stick figures.
He is.
I tell
So-
everybody that.
Here we go. Here are the results. Here's who. It looks like Vicky Volt.
Well, Vicky's a good name, Varian. You'd have to be a total idiot not to date a girl named Vicky and have it go bad on you, because the Vickies are always the nicest people in the world. You have to be a total screw up to ruin a relationship with a Vicky. Think there are no single Vickies.
You horrible, horrible individual. You should be ashamed of yourself.
She could be a Vicky, better than a Karen.
A Karen. Oh, yeah, we could name it Karen. We could just imagine her like Karen.
Yeah, but you had Teresa. Is that Teresa?
No, Trisha.
Trisha, I can't read it from here. I
Trisha,
didn't even
the
know
electrician.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
You know what the problem with having to explain the joke, Varian?
Yeah,
Not a
man.
good joke.
It's not a good joke.
AC would have been Arby Current. India, because Indie. Ray actually means electricity or lightning in another language. So yeah, but
I'm trying too hard.
Vicky Volt is her name, so that's what we're going with. Those double V's, everybody loves double V's, and that's cool because so yeah, Vicky Volt is her name with 29 votes. So thank you everybody for voting. We appreciate you. So yeah, that's her name. Now, with that said, there's going to be some changes on the Indie Volt website. We're going to return back to rating comics, and we have a rating system that I straight up jacked for my favorite nostalgic video game magazine. Straight up stole Game Pro's rating system, top to bottom. I'm talking about like, yeah.
You're not supposed to say that. That's the shit you keep to yourself and you deny, Varian.
No. Trust me. When you see it, there's no denying it.
It's okay. I mean, I was always an EGM fan anyway, so it don't matter.
If Game Pro was still around, they could do something about it. But they're not. They lucky I don't take Scary Larry from them. I grew up reading Game Pro, man, for years. From the time I was 9 till I was 20, 22. I maintained a subscription that long. They sent me $3 in that entire time. Anyway, so that's gonna be our new rating system. And like I said, when I told you I stole their design top to bottom, I did. So there's our new design. That's how the rating system will be. You'll get graded in 5 areas: art, story, design, value, and production. And yeah, so that's how we're going to rate those comics. And then there's another rating too. It's actually an award if you get really high ratings called the High Voltage Award, which I don't have a graphic for right now because it's on my old computer. But I'll get it.
I have to ask, if the 5 looks like she's literally having an orgasm, how does she look in the high voltage one?
I thought she was screaming.
No, she, it's funny. The high voltage one doesn't have her on it. High voltage was like a plaque.
I thought 5 was her screaming in terror.
No,
Well, sometimes sex can look that way. I'm just saying, Randy. Sometimes it can look like that.
Is 5 the bottom or the top? 5's the top.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Oh, then she wouldn't be screaming in terror, then would she?
I'd be like, holy shit, this is a great book. It's the greatest book I've ever seen in my life. You read it down, this man is awesome. So yeah. So let's get to this one question so we can get it done and get it over with. Rob, once again, you have caused me hate mail. You caused me to get hate mail.
After you being on my show today, you can't even talk.
Yeah, that was payback. I was like, Rob's live. I'm going on. I don't care what it takes. Yeah, he had that coming. So here we go. I'm gonna pull up this question, and Rob, I'm gonna let Randy read it, and I want Rob to answer for himself because you've upset this gentleman.
Get the banner working there. It's Mr. H. Henshaw. Mr. or Ms., I suppose. H could be Henrietta. Henrietta Henshaw. Sure.
I should
Rob.
H. Henshaw is a code name because I think a Superman villain.
H. Henshaw.
Yeah.
Henshaw.
Yeah.
Rob, who the fuck do you think you are to change the spelling of indie to indie? That's rude.
No. use the R word for disabled people, and I was like, I better. Yeah.
Oh, refried. Far better creators than you have stood behind the terms since time immemorial. When did time become immemorial? And you making your own is just a desperate grasp at attention and trying to manifest a qualifier. Are you manifesting a qualifier? To pad your 2-credit career. Manifest that qualifier for us, Rob.
First, I'd like to say hi, Larry. And second, I'm Rob. You already know who I am. Like, really, dude, you start answering your own question. Jesus. And can you make up when you're offended at that I'm changing it from being race car driving, or I'm changing it from being the double I that makes no sense? If you can explain the other I, I'll be so happy. I've been searching all over for why iNDIE has 2 eyes. It makes no sense. There's nothing. As far as a 2-credit career, excuse me, I've got at least several credits now. Thank you very much. Such a bitch. Such a bitch. I'm telling you, creators, a bunch of bitchy yentas.
But Rob, you have to have an R, or you have to have an I for refried.
Refried, yes.
We did
Refried.
that. Dennis is exactly right. He said Hank Henshaw is Cyborg Superman, isn't he? He is. That's why I know this is a person that the person that didn't want to stand behind their email, you know, and they
I said hi to him. I said hi to him. We all know it's Larry.
I don't think it would be him.
He got a little upset because he can't tell people how to act, and he found out he doesn't rule the internet, and he actually found out that Comicsgate likes me better than him. That was painful.
I don't think
fan mail from some flounder.
I don't think it's. I think it's somebody who you pissed off. Which the list is so many.
Fan mail from some flounder.
No, most people know better than to screw with me, though. You even know that they do it behind closed doors.
Look, I give Mr. Henshaw here a lot of credit. These are some great college words he put in here.
Doesn't use them right.
It's a nice seasoned word salad.
Yeah.
How dare
like
you?
A qualifier. What is a qualifier to pad your 2-credit career? Qualifier. Does he know what qualifier is?
I want to know how time becomes immemorial.
Well, it depends on how much you drank the night before.
Oh, okay. I thought that was impregnated.
You know what? This sounds very Canadian. The person who wrote this is from Canada. I just have a feeling.
Well, obviously, it's just a desperate grasp at attention.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody.
I'm your daddy because I live in your fucking brain. So make room. I'm staying. That's who I am. Because in 10 minutes, no one's going to care about this, and you're still going to care. That's what I like about it.
If it was our friend Polster, that would be manifest a qualifier.
Oh.
Randy.
I'm sorry.
Was
I not supposed to go there? I'm very. Hey, everybody! Today's episode is rated TVMA DLSV.
But
don't make me get a broomstick on you.
What is this NYPD?
Not my thrill. Not my thrill.
But we do have to say, what do you think about that though? I mean, Rob, manifesting a qualifier to pad your 2-credit career, you have more than 2 credits.
Yes. I've got a lot of credits, actually.
There's a few people out there who have less than a 2-credit career that would write this, that we know of.
That would want to be in a Hall of Fame for making one comic book.
You have more than a 2-credit career. You probably, at least 3.
I'm just thinking that you need to start using manifest your qualifier in your marketing materials somehow. It's too good not to just let it go.
That'll be our tagline, like manifesting qualifiers. Bill Ruff says, "Hey guys, can you give my Kickstarter a shout out?" Sure, Bill, we'll take a look at it.
Hey Bill, here's a shout out to your Kickstarter. What's next?
We'll take a look at it.
We need to have Bill on the show. He's a good guy. He's a tireless comic guy. He's part of Starcrossed, and we need to get him on the show.
Yeah, we'll take a look at your book. Let's move.
Absolutely.
Let's move on to another question, real quick.
Hang on. Stall.
Stalling.
Is it something I have to read, or can you?
Well, I like your reading voice, but I mean,
give me just a second, then.
Okay, this is a 2-parter, I believe.
Randy Zimmerman's books on tape.
There we
Yeah.
go. Oh, I got to spell it right first. Hang on.
Hmm?
Working up a banner. I'm sorry.
What's what?
It's
Huh?
huge.
Oh yeah. That's what she said. I looked at the question, said that's huge, and I said, yeah. I had to check, make sure she was talking about. Had to check my screen, make sure I didn't have anything on it that I'm supposed to have. So, it's been a long quarantine, guys. Long quarantine.
Yes, it has.
I see that nice Wacom tablet behind Travis.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
There's a fun story behind that.
Ooh, I like
feel
fun
it?
stories.
So I was living in South Korea when I bought it, which is funny because Wacom tablets are actually made in South Korea, and then you have to buy it from someplace in the U.S. and have it shipped to Korea. Didn't make any sense to me. So when I bought it, I accidentally bought two.
Mm.
So I had a huge credit card bill, and they wouldn't accept the refund because when it finally got to me, or they wanted to take it back, when it finally got to me, it was past their return window. So I actually had to have two Wacom tablets for a couple of years until I sold it to another artist. So maybe that story wasn't as fun as I thought it was. Or
No,
I haven't been
I don't
drinking
know
enough.
the whole. I accidentally bought two Wacoms. That's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Oof.
Yeah, and it's the 22 HD, so I bought it when it was brand new, and I had like an $8,000 credit card bill, and I was just
I'm surprised you still maintain to have a wife at that point, because I'm pretty
I
sure.
wasn't married at that point.
Oh, okay, all right.
No.
Yeah.
I would have been divorced if I did have a wife at that time.
All right,
Yeah.
and then let's go to this question, because I know that it was very important to the person that we read it. All right, so it's a two-parter, Randy. So go ahead.
Long story, guys. Sorry. I agreed to do some work for a social media friend. Way below my average rate. A depiction of his rock group as superheroes for $50. I asked for a half down to start and half down when I was complete. I've still been looking to be complete, but anyway. To which, I always have a piece missing. Anyway, to which he replied, "No problem. I'll pay you when it's done. In the meantime, I've got actual paid work coming in, not to mention my own passion projects." So his free job was pushed to the bottom of the priority list. And I began working on the piece in earnest and sending him over some samples. He told me they had removed a member of the group and asked if I could remove the guy. Kant.
Continue. Let me. You say Kant?
It's that guy Kant.
I don't know about these long stories. I don't have the attention span.
Yeah. It gets kind of rough, doesn't it? There we go.
Wow. Thankfully, I was working digitally, so that wasn't an issue. But the viewery next day, my tablet took a shit. The viewery. Is that right?
It's like Elmer Fudd. The viewy next day.
The viewy next day. The viewy next day. My tablet took a shit on me and fried itself. Holy crap. Hope you didn't get hurt. Lost every digital drawing I didn't have backed up to online storage. Made the dude aware that I had suffered this setback, and 3 weeks later, he goes into my personal Facebook page, my business Facebook page, as well as tagging me in a personal post on his page saying, "Don't worry about the drawing, I can't wait," and got someone else to do it. I feel like he tried to rate me without context. Is that rate spelled right, or did you miss a P in there?
B-rate?
I think he meant it like he was trying to give a bad rating.
Oh,
Like,
gotcha. He tried to, gotcha. He tried to rate me without context and made me look bad. That same message could have been sent in a private FB message if he just had to get it off his chest. Joel.
Can I start?
Go ahead.
Joel's wrong.
It's a
You
long-
agreed to do something. You don't get to bitch and moan about the price when you agree to do it. And it sounds like it took you 2 months to do one piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit. I'm
Was
sorry. I
was
would
he-
be too.
Was he bitching about the price?
Yeah, well, the
Oh.
artist Joel is crying
Joel
about
is.
how cheap it was. But you agreed to terms. Stop doing that. If
Yeah.
you're not gonna be happy with the price, that's on you. That's not on anyone else. You know, him going to your page, that's a dick move. Honestly, that's wrong. He shouldn't have done that. And he was trying to throw you into the fire. Definitely, definitely was being a jerk. I'm with you on that, Joel. But you were also wrong. If I was Judge Wapner, I'd find on the side of both of you being idiots and not talking to each other. You should have told him your time is worth more than he's paying you, or at least said, hey, dude, if you're going to pay me this little, I got to do other work. You guys didn't communicate. You weren't friends. You were Facebook friends. Don't be upset when someone does it. If they do it on your page, I'm going to let you a little secret here. You can delete that shit. Stop being a baby. Delete it and move on with your life.
Yeah. I had a similar situation happen to me. It's kind of even very close, but there was no money exchanged, and I said I could do a project, and then my health took a dive. The person was unaware of that. I had my Facebook set up to where you can't make a comment. You can make a comment, but I have to approve it. And so that helps if you're trying to, if you have on your personal Facebook. But there was no money exchange. I mean, does the guy have right to be upset? I mean, if he was waiting on that piece, maybe they had a concert they were going to unveil it at, and that's why he was worried or upset about it. I mean, people look.
Now, was the guy mad that he missed it? That it took him so long to do the artwork, or was he mad that he lost out on the fact that his tablet took a shit on him and fried itself, and thought that maybe there was some action there he was missing out on?
I think it's just time. I've been waiting on artists. Artists prioritize stuff without talking to anyone. They think that they have
do.
the
They do.
to do that, and they don't tell anyone that. Oh, you paid me less? Okay, you go to the bottom of the pile. That'll be 3 months from now.
I always tell people to give me a hard deadline, or they're never going to get it.
Yeah.
If I don't know exactly when you need it, I won't know to start working on it the day before.
Yeah, when people tell me, "Oh, whenever you can get around to it," that's a death sentence for the productivity of this project.
Hey, Trico, thanks for coming.
Yeah. First off, Joel, why are you doing a piece of art for $50? I mean,
It was a friend.
it's not my friends pay me my actual rate. Like, if I have somebody come and ask me, hey, can you do, whatever it is, because, I'm an all around creative. I've worked in ad agencies and stuff. They know my rate. Mm-hmm. So, my friends actually pay me my rate because they realize this is my living. This is what I do. But, it's a $50 drawing, man. Just either do it or don't. I mean, if you can't do it on your tablet, get a piece of paper, bro.
Yeah, honestly, it ought to be a half-hour tops.
Yeah,
for $50.
Yeah, $50 you're going to get half an idea from me.
Yeah, I do like the fact that he said that he told the guy. It'll be
Eric was looking at his camera like he was like, half an hour. Fuck that.
I like how he said, it's hey, half down, and then half when it's complete. And the guy's like, yeah, sure, man. I'll pay you when it's done. Like, no, you don't understand where the conversation goes. I said half now. I'd have to ask Joe if he would have given you half down. Would you have started?
I think he did give him half.
I think he got the half.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Yeah.
I think.
All right, then you're getting 15 minutes of drawing.
It didn't seem like it didn't seem like because the way he wrote it, and I have to put it back up.
Okay, Joel, you done screwed up because you wrote that much and you couldn't even tell a story.
Yeah.
There's no way happened.
Ryan Langley says Joel likes crying over spilled milk. I say if you feel like you lost in one deal, you may win in the next 10 deals.
Move on. Stop crying. Stop wasting our time. Let's move on to the next question.
Delete, block if you can. Not work it out behind the curtain. If you can't work it out behind the curtain.
Here's the next question, and I'm going to
meant guy who paid for art, not Joel.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let you guys fight this one out. Go ahead and read it, Randy.
Oh wow, somebody got lambasted.
What does lambasted mean?
Is that the same thing as flummoxed?
Bastard.
Or is
I
that
think it's where they hit
as-chewed?
you with a lamb or a sheep.
Yes.
A small sheep.
Basted. That means they took the lamb
Oh.
and poured it over the guy
I seen the girl get lambasted.
while he was on a spit turning. I got
I had to pay
lambasted.
extra for that Mexico.
Lambasted for not having any LGBT characters in my comic, since I wanted to be on the right side of history, quote unquote. I gave in to the I gave in to the demands of the Facebook forum I frequent.
I don't
And
think
turned. That's a Freudian slip, wasn't it? I gave in while Varian was typing. I gave in to the demands of the Facebook forum I frequent, and turned the female lead into a lesbian. Poof. Now I'm being asked what gives me, a straight white male, the right to create and write an LGBTQ character. How can I fucking win?
You
Stop.
can't.
Sign fucked up.
You take these comments and you just delete them and you don't ever address them.
I got a suggestion for Mr. Fucked Up or person fucked up.
No, it's a man because he said it. He said a white male. You're good.
Oh, okay, it's a white male. Okay, Mr. Fucked Up, don't play.
Yeah.
Next time somebody complains, just chalk them off. It's my work. Don't like it, do
It's
what they
not
do.
for-
I
it's
didn't
not
write
for
it for
you.
you. Yeah,
You very and Randy, you asked them, well, what's your comic book?
yeah.
Shut them up right there. Oh, you don't have one? Go make one.
It's probably some lousy art bookie. Never mind.
I mean,
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
That's the attitude you need to cop, my friend.
And this is the same shit. Like,
Your work.
do you have to be a serial killer to write about serial killers? Do you have to be a drug dealer to write about?
I guess it all depends on what kind of cereal you're eating.
Captain Crunch.
I
yeah,
definitely
you can't win.
that is kind of messed up though. I mean, you change a character and that is anyway. You can't write that. We asked for it to be in your story, but now you have to go find somebody to write that character.
Probably
Okay,
the same person. Probably set
Yeah.
them up.
So was it the same person? It was like you don't have any LGBTQ characters. Oh wait, who are you to write an LGBT? Like if it's the same person, that person has schizophrenia.
That's
No,
very true.
This is what social justice warriors do. They look for anything to cry about. When you change something, they can smell. Oh, he's weak. They're like the trolls with the rings. Ooh, we can get him to do what we want now. Yes. So we're going to make him apologize for being white and having a penis. Fuck you. I'll write whatever I want. Don't fucking read it and move on.
Right. And remember, people like that never create. They only berate.
Yep.
That's the way that they work.
I got to keep my 2 credits strong. Got to keep my 2 credits strong.
So if you want to
Don't
write an LGBTQ character in your work, do it. If you don't want to write it, don't. And just say, well, maybe next time.
You got to be like the Matrix when you're creating comics. You got to let
Maybe
them
not.
fly away from the bullets bullshit. Just move out of the way.
Like the first thing you got to ask is, does having an LGBTQ AIPX character serve the story? Like, is there a purpose behind that character? And if there isn't, then don't fucking write it, right?
I got to know what the X is for. I got to be honest. Like,
Just,
all right.
You can tag anything onto it. I don't know a whole lot about it. But if it doesn't serve the story, why are you even entertaining the idea? That person's not going to buy your book regardless.
Nope.
They're just there to make your life hell. So fuck them.
Here's the thing though. I got a one of my comic books has a gay character in it, and I've asked people that I know who are gay. I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? Just asking. I wasn't going to change the character at all, but could you give me some insight into what and then there's movies you can of course watch, but
You're the sensitivity reader. You should know.
Yeah. But the thing was,
Come on, Barry. You Brokeback Mountain. You have watched it. We know you.
I watched Brokeback Mountain, but and I'm all for the reboot. I'm all for them. I'm making a reboot with 2 women instead this time.
And let's not mention Starscream tonight, but we all know about Starscream.
Well, yeah, we all know about Starstream and me. That's the name of my book, my biography. But I was told a long time ago, love is love. That's what I was told to believe throughout the '90s. So when I grow up and I write a story and I'm told love is love and there's no difference, and I'm writing this character, now you're telling me that it is different. Now I have to be of this ilk. I have to be of this membership in this club in order to write it. Not only that's right, and I will tell F you'd to just keep writing his character, keep doing his thing. It's the best he can do. If he starts changing his character, where does it end?
Yeah, and stop hanging out in CW chat rooms.
Ralph Griffin says, "Don't change your character." And Josh says, "How to Win rebooted like Witchblade 2 mid-season issue." Ralph says, "So what you like? Do what you like." Pop says, "Should have never compromised his work in the first place." Brian says, "Lesbian louder, you can hit it straight or in the box." I went the minute.
Ding, ding. Thanks, Brian.
The minute it came out my mouth, I knew it was
I'm getting a bell. I'm getting a bell for great retorts like
we're going to have a call with National practices tomorrow. Josh Lyman says, "Witchblade 2." I mean Witchblade. They did do like a mid-season reboot. It was weird. Ross says, "Do what you like to write. If they don't like your meatballs, they can eat at another restaurant."
Well, it's a very sexual show tonight.
Wow.
Bill says, "Screw the SAW idiots," and then Brian says, "It's the people that are buying a $3.99 comic. Artist is at his table knowing 6 hours of quantum physics." Yeah, that was the last question.
all of those complainers. They all want you to give in. All of them.
They want you to take it.
Yep.
Never give up, never surrender.
And they'll never be happy with anything that you do. So just do your own stuff.
And whatever you do, quit getting lambasted.
Make it yours. Yeah, don't stop getting lambasted.
And if you focus on your story, your characters, you're going to find an audience, and those are the people you're going to want to care about.
Yeah, you guys are getting lambasted. You gotta stop.
Rob's blocking our view because I don't know.
So let's take a look at Bill's book. Bill,
I'm just reading dating material and how to do it wrong.
Dating material.
Eric, could you pull up Bill's book?
Yeah. Give me a chance. Give me a second here.
Meanwhile, while he does that, did I show the new ratings? I showed the new rating system, right? Yeah. We talked about that. I showed the new rating system. And what do we got there?
Oh, Iron Sights.
Yeah, he said Iron Sights.
What's the radio numbers look like, Gray?
Radio numbers right now are, I'm logging in, and it's taking all day. Hold on. Radio numbers right now, good sirs. Hey, 13,950 listening. I want to say thank you to, let me go to my statistics 1 second.
Ding. Thank you to Peru.
And then no Peru right now.
Argentina. No, Peru. Peru, where are you?
Yeah, I have to.
Portugal.
Mexico. Thank you, Mexico, for listening. Yeah, Mexico. And we've got France and India and Germany. Thank you guys for listening. 13,000 people listening right now on Indie Vote Radio.
We appreciate each and every one of you.
You can download Indie Vote Radio on Google. You can download the Streamer app on iOS. You can also ask your friendly neighborhood Alexa to play Indie Vote Radio for you. And she may have to go get the skill, but it's free. And you can also go to indievote.com and check out the built-in player right there on the front page. And you'll be able to take us with you wherever you go.
Just don't ask Siri because she'll just start installing the app of her MapQuest.
Did you bring it up? Let's take a look. Eric. So we're gonna take a look, and let's see here. We're gonna take a look at Bill's book. Anthony says, "Look at them black guns." Yeah. Thunder and lightning, baby. No, they're.
I did remember to check the little audio box this time. So
Did you? Oh, let me grab this question real quick here. Dennis Barter says, "I got a question. Creators, have you ever submitted a comic for Diamond to distribute or accepted and carried in Diamond?"
Submitted a comic for Diamond to distribute, and were you accepted and carried in Diamond? Okay.
No, not me.
we know
It's hard.
Randy's
You have
got
to-
some diamond
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of Diamond stories, Dennis. I'd take a couple of beers, buddy. Can tell you all about the second run of Arrow Comics and how they were dictating terms to me and which books I could and could not print and which great products we had lined up that they said no on, which books they canceled, even though we were pressing their minimums and all, just horror story after horror story. But again, that was back in '90s, late '90s, early 2000s. So hopefully it's a different Diamond. Anyway,
You know, never mind. I was gonna say something about the new sticker on the side of their box, but
hey, and they now come with bubble wrap.
they use
And if it wasn't for their competition, they'd have never put that in there.
I said it to Rob early on Rob's show. I said they use the damn the Comic Code Authority like template for the logo, and if you're a comic book lover, that is essential. Okay, I know you guys are gonna moan, you guys are gonna groan when I say this, but as a comic book publisher, that logo to me means I'm being held back. But now you know what? Nah, it's okay. It's okay. We can watch the right?
That's a frame of stifling if there ever was one since the 50s.
True.
Oh, we're gonna repurpose this swastika. It's great. We're gonna put on the medicine. Yeah, yeah. I said it. Now, Tribulation Task Force. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Dennis says, well, I can't read. I can read this one. I don't have to read it, but I'm going to. Hey, comic book fuckers, Varian, you don't have to read this. Don't be Ron Burgundy. Dennis says, crazy foreigners listen to this to learn English. They're doomed. Yeah, they are. Thanks so much. Randy says, I smell a great Daily D, Randy.
Yeah.
And then Anthony says, a different diamond. Randy got jokes. Sarah says, it's a good thing I'm not on this panel right now. I be rolling and filling nothing but in the windows. Yeah. I'm going to Sarah. We have to get Sarah on the show at some point very soon.
Yeah.
Then it says, I complained for 9 years for better packing. It took DC handing away their business to actually care, and DC doesn't want to come back. DC's like, no, we got other boys just sitting down.
I think they're still letting Diamond distribute them, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like.
But the other two guys are distributing them too, and they're delivering on Tuesdays.
It's like a divorce, but daddy still comes around mom. Like they're going through the process of separating. He's still, I can still get it right.
All right.
All right. So here's our Tribulation Task Force. Parables #1 and back issues. It's on Kickstarter right now. $1,154. He has reached his goal already. 43 hours to go. So a little less than 2 days. A little more than 2 days. Less. What am I thinking? Wow. I need to lay off the drugs. Eric, gonna play the video for us?
Yeah, let's do that.
Hi, I'm Real Rob, creator of the Tribulation Task Force. Welcome to Thief in the Night, appearing in Tribulation Task Force Parables #1. This is our 4th crowdfunding campaign. We've fulfilled 3 successfully, and we have a bunch of back issues available if you check some of our catch-up tiers. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to back Tribulation Task Force Parables #1. Here are some of the rewards you can get when you back our campaign.
Did I miss what it's about?
Nope.
Oh.
I saw they didn't offer a door hanger either.
Randy, I swear to God, you're gonna lay off my Mike Turner door hanger. You're gonna lay off my Mike Turner door hanger. Mike Turner is the greatest artist ever lived. Dennis says he has to go, but have a great show. Thank you, Dennis. Thanks for dropping by.
Thanks, Dennis.
Yeah,
Dennis, we gotta have you on, buddy, sometime real soon.
Yeah. Sarah says, DC's divorce, but still benefits because they can't get enough of it. Yeah. Hey, look, Steve Jeffries got that big. Never mind. Scott Moore says, DC D is still
Yes,
going to be Diamond. Yeah, it's still gonna be DC's main distributor. He says they think everyone is going to jump ship, but honestly, nobody really wants to deal with multiple distributors. And Brian says, I agree with better packing. My greater Harlequin #0 came back correct.
Can we just talk about that? Go back one thing.
What's
on
that?
the fact that no one wants to deal with multiple distributors. Grow the fuck up. It's business. That's what you do in business. You pay your bills. They're called computers. Get one. Invest the time to understand billing. Do your job. This is better for you to have multiple distributors.
No.
Stop being lazy.
All of these retailers have a computer. Diamond, you finagled it, them to pay for it.
Yeah, you already have half the stuff you need. Just do it. It's going to benefit you to have multiple distributors.
Just look at what's already happened in shipping for the books. The competition should always be in the marketplace, and you should never allow a monopoly, especially if you have the chance to keep it from happening. Now, all the retailers should be happy to be dealing with 2 or 3. Now, granted, they don't need a half a dozen or a dozen different distributors, but in order to get treated properly, they need to have a choice so that they at least get catered to, especially the retailers, because the retailers have taken the shaft on this market for decades, ever since ever since Diamond became a monopoly. Marvel's never respected the retailers. Diamond has never respected the retailers.
You mean take it in the end?
Huh?
You mean gave up the end? I'm sorry. I just
gave up the end. But if the retailers were to have a choice, and if there was some legitimate competition there, because this other little distributor has already showed Diamond how to pack comics that apparently they couldn't do for the last 3 decades.
Yep.
You know, and when they go away, if DC something should happen to that distributor or they fade out because they can't stay in business, you think Diamond's going to keep that bubble wrap up? It's not going to happen. Yep. They'll just keep wadding up paper and tossing it in the box like they always did.
Yeah.
So competition is healthy.
We talked about this last week. We had a comic book store creator who was like, "Oh, well, it's too hard for me to do these things." We get that, but you either evolve or die. Yeah. And competition is part of evolving. When you have one predator out there, they get lazy. They stop doing things the right way. And that's what a monopoly is. It's a predatory system. You need competition.
Plus, with Diamond being the only game in town to move product from the publisher to the retailer, they were telling everybody how to run their business. Everybody. If you wanted to be in the business, you had to kiss Diamond's butt. And that's not going to be the case, especially if you get another couple more distributors in there.
Scott Moore says he pissed off Captain Sarcasms again. Well, the Tribulation Task Force, what was the pledge on there? Eric?
You can pledge this for as little as $5. You get the digital basic.
Okay.
That's nice.
Show it off.
There's some beautiful artwork here. Let's see. This is
Brian,
artwork.
We'll see you later. Thanks for hanging around.
Yeah, good night, Brian. Art is by Relly Ekbar and Luis Rivera.
Mm-hmm.
It looks good. This is like some classic, good solid 90s, early 2000s style. It's great coloring. I love this cover. Good use.
Yeah.
Good use of the warm colors in the background and bringing them out in the front. Beautiful looking stuff.
Starcross has been putting out some good books lately.
Yes, they are.
It looks pretty good. I'm jealous. Obviously, Luke Stone's a part of Starcross, and I've met some other creators.
And we got to get Bill on to talk about this because he's got a holofoil cover for this coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff. Classic 90s. Got bubble holofoil, regular pinup foil cover, holofoil. I mean, I do kind of have a little bit of a nostalgia for all of the chintzy gimmicks in comics in the 90s, the foils and the holograms and stuff. So I love having somebody doing this stuff again.
Yeah, I can.
Then it says, if you're running, can tell you horror stories. Multiple pimps always on the market.
Yep.
Sarah says, taking the shaft, and Absolutely, Randy. Bill says back in the day there were multiple distributors. Why are retailers so surprised and baffled? Get a grip. And
Sure.
Pop says, I'm sure being told that the virus stays on cardboard packages for weeks is what triggered the halt. Nobody even mentions it. And Brian says, gotta go, guys. He's and then Bill says, on the retailer side, you can understand why you
Varian,
don't want a competitor. Yeah.
Varian, we got to go back. Pops is wrong. This stopped because of money. It had nothing to do with cardboard.
I was going to cut in and say that.
Well, they did say that at first, though, didn't they? Didn't they
No,
say that it can live on surfaces?
No, that
No,
was
it cannot live on surfaces for like more than a short
Yeah.
period of time. It's the info on this damn thing keeps changing by the day.
That's because they don't know. The
Yeah.
CDC just yesterday or day before said that it's incredibly hard for surface to person contact for it to actually infect somebody now.
I mean,
So
listen,
they've spun the wheel and decided that's not quite how it works.
here's the problem. If that box is full of Marvel comics, the contents inside that box is far more dangerous than
It could be pretty viral. Is that what you're saying?
oh,
In a negative way?
It'll make you sick. Travis,
Yeah, but I mean-
but
Get a lot of safe space in there. And too much internet gas.
yeah. So
That's what it is.
go ahead, Rob.
No, I was going to say this whole thing with our comic industry had nothing to do with cardboard. These were decisions made by Diamond. They don't get an easy out like that. This wasn't anything about safety. This was pure money decision because they didn't want to pay the bills of all the creators. And I still have not seen them say that they have paid every creator or person who they are owed money to.
Yeah, I haven't heard any of the independent guys come out and say that they were completely caught up.
Yeah, so I don't want Diamond to hide behind something.
Bob said that the damn sure did say that lately they
You can
changed
say
that.
a lot of
but they
stuff.
tried-
Tyson Chicken said that they were getting into a lot of trouble, and maybe all of the chicken lines are going to be interrupted, and that didn't happen either, did it?
Well, listen. Here's the problem with the chicken situation, and you'll have to. I consider me an expert. I won't tell you why, but they had to retract that chicken situation because it almost caused a riot in a certain community. You ain't gonna take away the bird from us. It's not gonna happen.
Well,
Sons of bitches.
I'll
Anyway.
tell you, I don't know what Popeyes is serving, but every time we drive by there, it is out the road.
That chicken sandwich is delicious.
Listen, though,
Must
guys,
be.
if you're watching this on the YouTube, you gotta check out the art for this book.
Yeah.
It looks great. There's only 43 hours to go, and grab a copy of this.
For all of our radio listeners out there, this is a Kickstarter campaign under Tribulation Task Force.
Yeah, and it's shipping. Estimated delivery was on it. I just looked at it and I realized I can't control the page. Go down. Here. Go down more. In the perks there.
And task
July 2020.
Yep.
And
So,
if you're looking it up, Task Force is one word in their title.
Yep. And again, the art looks pretty good. Yeah, the art. I mean, it's really it pops. And the colors are real nice too, so you can check that out and make sure that when you do get it, let them know we sent you over there. Let Bill know. Give him that indie vote bump.
Absolutely.
I should ask Bill, and he can tell us. Are you shipping overseas, Bill? See, because that way people who are buying it, people who live everywhere, anywhere in the world.
Yep. Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world, so that's cool. So yeah, so you're not limited, guys. So if you're looking for a good indie book to get into, here we go. Tribulation Task Force. Now then, Bill says he appreciates it. No problem, Bill. Dan Lee says, "What's up? They don't want books on the shelves while the local comic store was on quarantine." They didn't know.
That's a long story. We might want to get into that, the history of distribution sometime, maybe on a breakfast bus.
Yeah, let's take a look at another book because we got Travis.
Variant.
Yeah.
Bill answered your question. Yes, overseas shipping too.
Yeah, I saw that on the thing. Yeah, so he said shipping anywhere in the world. So at least he didn't offer flat rate shipping on a book. I can't wait till somebody orders that book from
Tonight's a night for wrap-up campaigns because Travis, isn't your campaign wrapping up tonight?
No, we got 6 days.
6 days. Oh, okay.
That's
the last week.
Forever.
Almost the last full week.
Do you want me to pull that up?
Yes, please.
Send the link, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sent the link?
Yeah, it's in the
Private
private.
chat.
Yeah, 6 more days. We're
I got it.
moving along pretty well.
So, Varian, the tip jar is open?
The tip jar is open. Lola's tip jar is open, and she's you remember every time you tip Lola, she takes a shot of $5, and that money goes toward funding her book, which gonna start working on big time.
Oh, you do have it.
Very
Oh,
soon.
cool.
Yep. All right, let me pull that up. You guys want to play the video? I'll step away for a second, but you guys go ahead and play the video.
Let's roll
Yeah,
that
I
bean
own the music.
footage.
It's cool. There's no sound. It's so quiet.
I can hear a little music.
I love the blah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you are almost to $10,000. I think cracking 10K. That's you got 6
Yeah,
days
we're
left.
really
That's
hoping to.
definitely doable. So break out
I
those
hope so.
wallets, people.
Really hope so. Great art by Scott McDaniel and Derek Fisher. Scott's worked on Nightwing, Daredevil, Batman,
Yeah.
Superman. I was super lucky to be able to get him. Derek worked on Green Goblin with Scott and the Assassins comic from what was that? Amalgam. Way back when DC and Marvel combined for a month or two. So fantastic artwork, all based off of actual events from some of my experiences in the Iraq War. We don't have any foil covers or any of that. We're pretty basic. You get a great graphic novel. That's what you're getting.
Getting a good story, that's the most important thing about it.
Good story, great art. Couldn't be happier.
Cool.
Now, what are the chances that we could get Scott McDaniel on here for a wrap-up party?
Maybe I can ask him.
Yeah.
He might be up for it. Him and I did a podcast together for Circuit 42.
Nice.
Yeah, it's always great talking with Scott. I've known him for 25 years or so.
I haven't got to see him since Pittsburgh Comic-Con dried up.
Yeah, that was such a great show too.
It was.
Not the Wizard World one, the original one.
The original one where they would come around and they give you the little McChicken sandwich or the
Yep.
hamburger. Little
Yeah.
touches like that stick with you.
I have so many stories from that con because that was my hometown. And like a 15, 16-year-old Travis would like sleep there for 4 days. Like in the hotel, they would have movie marathons, right? So me and my buddies in high school, we would just like live in the movie room for 4 days. And met a bunch of great people there. Friends for life kind of deal.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
was a great show. But there was the whole thing with, the promoter, went to prison and all that, and a weird story. Yeah, that's a thing.
I remember his mom Dolores is just always so charming, and
Oh yeah, Mom McDaniel's awesome.
she her love for elephants, and around that time after I had first met him and talked with her, she talked to me about elephants for so long. I was in Africa for a missions trip, and took a bunch of photos with elephants, and I sent them to her, showed them on Facebook to her, and she got a big kick out of that.
Scroll
she's
down
one of
on
the
that.
sweetest, one of the sweetest people.
Show off some more art. Here, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your trash.
Oh no, you're good, Randy. Yeah, so I'm super lucky to have a friend and creative partner on this that knows the business inside and out, and we already have 20 pages penciled, 10 are inked, 20 are hand lettered so far. Rick Parker doing hand lettering, which is fantastic.
That is incredible.
Yeah, he's lettered everything Marvel has back when they were still doing hand lettering, and he drew the Beavis and Butthead comics.
Cool.
Fantastic artist in his own right. Yeah, so we're super excited.
Now, I noticed on one of your perks here, the original art page, there's only 1 of 20 claimed. If somebody was to buy this, are they going to get the paste up of the hand lettering too?
It's not pasted.
Okay.
It's not pasted. The hand lettering is actually on the board.
It's on the board.
Yep, it goes to.
Cool. Scott's mailing these to him to letter directly on.
Yep, and then we get it back, and Derek inks it. Yeah, it's.
I hope this is still running, and I get another stimulus check, because I think I might have to pick up a page then, because that is incredible.
Right.
Michael Ogden says, looks like a great book. Wish I could back right now, but sadly, Michael, you still have 6 days on this.
Yeah, man.
Still got 6 days, and
cough, cough. 4 days on Elysian Fields. Cough, cough.
But I think we might be doing in demand as well, so
awesome.
You might get a second chance.
That is awesome.
Oh man, this book looks so good. Lost Patrol looks amazing. I unfortunately lost hours at work, so I am not going to be able to back it initially.
I totally understand.
Michael, I don't know where you're at, but I hope if you lost hours at work that you're picking that up on unemployment. So if you're here in Michigan, it's pretty easy to get on.
Yeah, fill out every single form you can, man.
Yep.
Yeah. And you know what, Michael? Please share this for me. If you could take the link and share it, that'd be a huge help, and might be able to push us to in demand or on demand.
Yep.
However Indiegogo does that.
Yeah.
And also, I want to let everybody know the radio numbers. We are at 19,160. Just jumped up 1,000. Sorry, it just jumped up to 200. So yeah, we're closing in on that 20,000 number, which is why I get the sweating. Not just because I'm wearing a coonskin hat, it's because my wallet starts wondering if
you keep claiming it's a hat. I'm pretty sure it's just a raccoon that's fallen asleep and made a nest in your hair.
We're still waiting for it to get up and jump off your head.
It very well may one day. It very well may. It's getting hot, so it's gonna be a weird summer because I'm wondering how I'm gonna wear this hat. I don't have any cons to go to, so.
Now, is it an actual coonskin hat or is it faux coonskin?
It's real.
It's faux.
Yeah,
nice.
It's got a tail. What are you talking about? I can feel the tail in there.
Oh, sorry.
We can make the tail.
It's real. It's real. I'm sorry. It's real. It's real. Oh. He picked it up at a real convenience store.
Yeah, it was real. It's funny because a guy grabbed it at a show, and he said, "Holy shit, that's real!" And I was like,
and he turned around and bit him.
Yeah. I was gonna say you're lucky it didn't bite you.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess if you say so, sir. But I don't.
Oh, so if you get the T-shirt package with the T-shirt perk from the last patrol, it's made by our friends over at T-24.
Oh, nice.
So if you've been to any cons on the East Coast, great people. So they're printing up the shirts for us.
It's the $50 one, and you get the book, you get stickers, and you get the shirt.
That's right.
Awesome.
Or just spring the extra $10 and get everything plus a lithograph.
Yep, you get the original cover as the lithograph.
Now, do you have the image of the cover on here, or?
You know what? Yeah. So if you scroll back to the top, and it's in the gallery there, so it's the third one. Yeah, there you go.
Awesome! Look at that. Looks great.
Yeah, I really could not be happier with Scott's artwork.
Yeah.
I'm working on my next book.
I love that patch in the background. That's a fantastic touch.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a great image.
Yeah.
And I'm already working on my next book, and I'm drawing it myself, and then I see pages coming in from Scott, and I'm like, oh man,
screw this crap.
Man, I'm not this good. And get back to drawing. So, yeah.
So is the next book going to be a follow-up for Last Patrol, or is this a different...
Not immediately. This is a different concept.
Okay.
It actually came up with the last time I was on here. Jotted it down and then started rolling out ideas for it, and we already have the first issue written because I'm pretty fast when it comes to writing, but not as fast when it comes to drawing. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be more fun.
Yeah, you said you're pretty fast at writing. Are you pretty much just writing the concept fast, or are you actually getting a full script an artist can work from while you're doing
Well, I'm
it?
drawing it myself, so I wrote a plot outline for
Okay.
24 pages, and I went straight from that plot outline, like what's happening, throughout the story, and then there's a bracket to what happens per page, and then I just take that and then I go and do my thumbnails and roughs off of that, and then I start dialoguing it out to myself, which is fun. I'm in another room acting it out while my wife's working because we share office space right now since she's working from home. So I act it out to myself and find what dialogue works, and then I write that down and then go back to penciling.
I always find it fascinating to different ways people do their process. I'm trying to force myself to write a script for my Dreaded Dinosaur Man comic that I want to launch in the fall, because I want to be able to move on and actually have other writers and artists handling the property. So I want to be able, like for the scripts that I write, I want to make sure and write in such a way that an artist can work from the script. So that's been one of my little challenges right now.
One of the nice things about working, like for the last patrol, my script is super detailed. It's, what kind of shot I'm thinking about, details, down to the dirt on the road and the smell that would be around and such, so that, Scott really doesn't have to do too much work on the research. And he really likes that. Some artists want to be given free reign, but I kind of took a lot of writing advice and learned from Chuck Dixon, who writes just super detailed scripts.
Oh yeah, Chuck is awesome.
Yeah. So if you've ever written or read any of his original script work for Nightwing or Birds of Prey or whatever, it's super detailed. But for my next project, I'm kind of going with like a Larry Hama kind of way, where I just write until I have 24 pages and make sure that, it ends at a cool spot, and then do the stuff and then go back to write the next one.
Trico Lutkin says, is that real raccoon skin? Varian. Here at Indie Vault, everything is 100% real. Zooms in on Lola's cleavage.
Awesome. Well, you're definitely making your goal, so that's in the can. We just got to get this thing pushed over 10K, because that's something to celebrate. So everybody listening, everybody who's watching on YouTube or Facebook, let's help get this over 10K. I think this is an easy thing to do in six days.
And that
especially because it's my first campaign.
Yeah, that campaign is over on Indiegogo, Indiegogo.com. Look under the Lost Patrol. It is Last Patrol. It is an awesome professional book. Looks great.
Thank you.
All right. So
we had a pregnant pause there.
Yeah, wasn't there a question about Webtoon? Did we lose Varian?
They're all muted.
Varian.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I had to step away for a second. But yeah, actually, we had a gentleman write in from Indie Vault Radio last week. He wants to know, he says, look, he's okay with doing a web comic. His plans have changed somewhat because of the situation with current situation, Ocon. So he's like, okay, he was planning on actually giving away 4-page samples of his book anyway. So now he's thinking he'll go the webtoon route, the webcomic route. Any advice for somebody doing that, Eric? I know you've got 2 issues of Dinosaur Man on webtoon, a third coming up, and you've been in touch. You've spoken to people who work at webtoon, and they kind of gave you some of the secret sauce about what's going on over there. Can you expound on some of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I had the pleasure of meeting the creative director for Webtoon Canvas at a show in Houston, and she's was a very wonderful person, and kind of gave me the skinny that Webtoon really wants a big presence stateside. Now, for those of you who don't know what Webtoon is, Line Webtoon is a webcomic service from South Korea, and that's where it started. It's mainly focused, like most of the content on there is an anime manga style stuff, a lot of relationship things. But there's a growing trend of Western artists who are kind of making out their own space here, and they really want to try to push some more Western style content on the platform to be more global and not just cater to the anime and manga, which is some really great stuff on there. In fact, anybody who's listening who's an anime fan, if you were watching Tower of God on Crunchyroll, that was a webtoon. Webtoon has an agreement with Crunchyroll to take their top tier stuff that's getting the notice and developing it into anime. They have got things in place for all these different types of development deals. So there's creators who are making money off of their webtoons through this platform, and they built in Patreon support. So with Dreaded Dinosaur Man right now, that automatically ties in with my Patreon. So you can go and find my Patreon through the Dreaded Dinosaur Man comic and back it there. That's how, for the webtoon canvas, which is kind of like the door opening side, where if you make a big splash in webtoon canvas, then you graduate to webtoon proper and become their featured content, which is where that's when the opportunities and the big eyeballs start rolling in. So it's a really great platform. It's different than Comixology or some of those other drive-through comics and things like that. It's not, the one thing you don't want to do is just put your comic page up as one panel in your webtoon. You really want to cut that up. And there's a lot of good YouTube videos you can research format for webtoon on YouTube and find it. But you really want to cut up your panels and pace your story with your panels like you would scroll through a Facebook news feed on your phone, because that's what the technology is geared for. We can look at it here on the PC, but its ideal structure is on tablets, smartphones, and it really is, in my belief, the format for comics in a digital space. I never liked the experience of clicking on a panel and it zooms in and I gotta scroll and look around at that panel and then go to the next one. That's kind of like the Comixology experience, and it's just a bad juxtaposition. It's not a fluid thing. We're all used to scrolling through Twitter, dumpster fire. We're all used to doing our Facebook news feeds. So the webtoon format is just very natural experience for the digital age. So definitely do it. It's a great place for eyeballs. My strategy is I will have a running storyline for Dreaded Dinosaur Man on webtoon that won't be reprinted anywhere, but those stories are going to hint to and arc into printed stories and any other type of medium, whether it's an animation or a video game. All the stories will tie in together and they'll all tie back to the webtoon. So for anybody who wants to know the whole story, then you buy the comic coming out on Indiegogo in the fall, or the video game in 2 years from now, or what have you. I got a master plan, but it's a great place for eyeballs. Another creator, a friend of mine, Brian Shearer of IDW, G.I. Joe, and Transformers fame, Gunship Thunder Punch. He just wrapped up on that Indiegogo. He's got a webtoon on there. I forget the name of it. I think it's like something the last. And I apologize for forgetting the name, Brian, but it was a published book of his. He just started putting it up there and got major success and major eyeballs for this property. So it's a definite platform. There's a great, huge audience. They're hungry for content. Just format it correctly, and I think you'll be successful.
And some people are making money on that platform.
Absolutely.
There's people who are making money, so definitely give it a try. If you I got a book up there. It's called Mr. Rusty's. I've only got one issue up there. So that's why Eric hasn't talked about me yet, because he's only kind of got one more issue than I do. I did. It's funny. Eric told me about the platform. I beat him there, but then we both got lazy. And
I didn't get lazy. I started drawing a really cool comic book called Roddy Piper, the Kilted Avenger, and that has been taking up all my time away from Dinosaur Man. That book has got a few pages left to draw, I think like 5. Once I'm wrapped up, I am pedal to the metal for the webtoon, because I want to put out enough new episodes to lead us into the Indiegogo campaign. So if you're an avid reader of Dinosaur Man on webtoon, you will be just a smooth transition right into that book.
Let's see here. Anthony says that the last patrol looks awesome, Travis.
Thanks, Anthony.
Sarah says, why doesn't Lola talk? Well, she's got to talk because while we were sitting here, she got a $10 donation. It came across the screen, so that's 2 shots, Lola.
Dun dun dun.
And unfortunately for you, Travis is the guest tonight and gets to pick what you drink.
Oh,
Oh, geez.
Something bad. I'm talking about you.
Yeah. Here,
Look around.
Turn your mic on. Turn your mic on.
What do you have
Here's
there?
I have butter shots.
Ew.
Gross.
Butter
It is
shots.
gross.
Butter shots.
Gross.
why did
beer.
you buy that, Varian?
I didn't buy it.
Root beer.
Root beer.
Punch.
All right, let's go with punch.
Well, she's got
Be
more.
I
easier
got
to take
more.
2 of those. Oh, you have more? Okay.
I do. See, I got cherry, apple.
Are these schnapps?
The Grant household apparently buys their booze in the kids section.
And Crown
There's a-
Royal.
Crown Royal.
There's a real one.
Just-
There's a real bottle.
Kind of an
Yeah,
adult drink.
just do the 2 shots of Crown.
2 shots.
Oh, yep, I'm talking about you.
Where's the
You're going
absinthe
all
bottle?
over the Indie Princess page.
She doesn't do the absinthe. She won't drink that.
Hell no.
Sarah says 2
I don't
shots.
drink.
2 shots down them. That's what Sarah says. She goes, ooh, I want some.
Well, if
You can
you're
have-
drinking, then I'm drinking. So I
Punch
just
down
ordered
the
a Pink
punch.
Whitney.
Mix them. Sarah says.
Oh, there's one. Oh, that face.
Travis is in
Oh.
solidarity with you.
He's in solidarity.
That's awful. I might
If
throw
it doesn't
up.
burn on the way down, how do you know it's bad for you?
There you go.
Oh, it burns like hell.
Just as they buy their food next to the cheese Eric buys.
Cheese is just the corpse of milk.
Wah, wah, wah.
Who said
Milk
that in?
scum.
Who said that? Who's that?
Double
Okay.
D's.
Double D sent it in.
Many thanks, Double D's.
I
Oh.
hope you don't get another one of those. That'd be funny.
I'm not doing any more Crown.
Come on.
Says
Next to
Eric,
all the.
Eric eats Velveeta.
Oh, come on. That's not even cheese.
It's just
Oh,
cheese-like
I know.
spread.
It's awful.
Artificial
I'm still
cheese
sick.
spread.
Hey, now, here's the thing. You just drank the smoothest whiskey there is. Try something else. It's just all
I
down
got
from
Jaeger.
It's all down from Crown Royal.
What kind of whiskey is Crown? Is it bourbon or is it rye?
I want to say it's a bourbon.
I don't know.
Because it's not a Scotch.
No,
If
definitely
you're
not.
drinking Scotch, you know, there's like 4 ways to drink Scotch, and it tells you what's going on in your life, depending on how you're drinking it. If you have it with ice, then you're just sipping it and you're showing off what you're drinking. If you have it with
That's
water,
okay.
you can't handle what's going on with your life, or you're in a good place in life and you want to keep it that way. If you're drinking it straight and just doing doubles as shots, then you're kind of in a bad place. you need more pain to numb that, which is typically how I drink it. But
it's a bourbon whiskey.
Yep.
And yeah, it doesn't say what type.
it's bourbon.
Yeah, it's
It's
I
good
don't know
stuff.
how I used to drink it.
I'm forbidden from attending many more weddings with my wife because this wedding that we went to, it was they didn't have they kept bringing it to the table, so I managed to polish off a full bottle and then another bottle of champagne, and on top of that there was an open bar, not a cash bar, and they had Crown Royal. So I was
I don't
dancing.
have Double D's though, Sarah.
I was dancing by myself with my aviator sunglasses on because she was so embarrassed at this wedding.
What you can do? What you do when you get that drunk?
Sarah S says I have double D's too. Something else Lola and I have in common. LOL.
What we could do?
I don't have double D's.
They're a little bit bigger than double D's. They keep growing,
I
unfortunately.
have H's now.
Yeah.
She was asking if Lola is wearing a corset. Double D's
I am
end
not.
up in the throat like mine in a corset. I want a shirt like hers.
What size are they now, Lola?
They're an H.
She is
now-
size H.
And I am not wearing a corset. This is all me.
They grow, unfortunately. Every year, she grows a cup size.
At least.
And, but we will start a new. We'll get Sarah down here,
Double D's break.
and we'll start a new tip jar. Every
There we
time
go.
they get a tip, Lola and Sarah will hug.
We started featuring Lola and her double D's, and Anthony suddenly popped up in the green room.
Josh says he's gonna go with me to the next wedding so he can film that.
Anthony, you are on the air.
Figaro.
Gotcha.
Dude,
Gotcha.
what happened with the Wengar stream? It just died. YouTube killed
Oh
it.
yeah, they put up they flashed Preston Poulter.
Oh, did they?
You know. Yeah, they just flashed like the very top of it.
A little scene they weren't
they
supposed
didn't
to show.
it, I guess, and they killed it. They said they brought it back in, but for a second I guess they took it down. You know.
Somebody was watching on YouTube and went, "Holy shit!"
Man, it was crazy because they took it down, but then they said it came back up, and then we went on to review a book called the what is it? The O plus men, the O positive men. The book about the Marion knows the superhero team that's all HIV positive. Like Varian's got to come any case.
What?
Oh my God! No, there was a DC character, the Hemo Goblin.
What?
Sorry.
I'm not even joking.
That's
There's
a real
DC
thing.
character. Yeah, the Hemo Goblin.
Well,
my
DC did
goodness.
have
These
a
were even worse
villain.
than that, Travis.
DC did have a super villain
These
who
were
got
worse.
powers from snorting cocaine there for a little while.
Wow, well, that's. I mean, I had that. I did that.
Snowfire. Yeah, Snowfire.
Snowfire. That fire snow. It's called fire snow.
Fire snow.
Something like that. Snowfire.
Yeah, fire snow. But yeah, one of the it was like this story is like the precursor to because apparently he wrote it, he's trying to revamp it, but it's the precursor to what's that Kwanzaa Mark Wade book, Humanity, which that one Kwanzaa and Mark Wade are doing with the terrorist kids. It's like a prequel. It's like
not
it's
the
a prequel to
fornicators,
that.
it was something else.
The characters were so bad. The one's called Eros, and his power is to make you fall in love with him. And then it's basically he's a date rape character.
Snowflame.
Snowflame.
It's Snowflame.
Snowfire's got a cool.
Yeah, these are even worse than Snowflame. Yeah, I like Snowfire or Fire Snow.
That would mean all meth heads would have superpowers. Mark Hodges, welcome, Mark.
They do.
Thanks for listening.
They do. Have you ever seen the method?
They do. Travis knows.
And the cocaine one was Marvel. Okay.
Yeah, you ever seen the
Hemo
method?
Goblin.
Not even joking. The Hemo Goblin.
Look, Varian, what you doing? You looking it up?
No. I'm hoping
Sarah wanted to know if that guy was itching or jacking off.
Yes.
Tom Hanks.
Mm.
That answer is yes.
Both. It's both.
According to recent documents,
At the very least, he was scratching an itch.
For Lola, I've started drinking in solidarity.
there you go.
What are you drinking?
Book looks good, Travis.
Thank you, Anthony. Lola, this is a Pink Whitney. So it's New Amsterdam vodka and pink lemonade.
Ralph
I'll
says
have to try
Marvel's
that.
got an Eros character. Yeah.
Well,
I like this. I like this, Randy.
That comic had a little
Yes.
controversy last week because one of the gentlemen who was
You need to kick your mic up, buddy.
okay.
We can't hear the words coming out of your mouth.
A little bit of controversy from that old positive man last week. One of the guys had, and then Rob covered it, and he could probably tell you a little bit better about it. There was the creator of it felt he was harassed. He posted a message from another guy who does comics, and he said the guy was like, you're a diseased N-word. And,
is that what this? Is that what that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And so
I'm starting to see pictures now.
Yeah, so it was a little bit of controversy behind that, and I wasn't too sure how some of that all worked together, because it seems like why would you send somebody, if Travis is gonna cuss me out and say something racial to me, he's not gonna do it from his Travis Miller profile. He's gonna make one, he's gonna make sure he types, Randy Zimmerman in there, and then
He'll type in
Wow,
H Hennessy or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow, way to call me out.
Nobody yet.
I'm in Arizona, so I'm the racist.
Yeah, you're in Arizona, so we can't know. But I mean, it's like if I was gonna mess with somebody, I'll do it under a sock puppet account. But Rob, you followed that story a little bit closer than I did. I'm gonna pull myself out, and you can come in and talk about it.
You're gonna do what? He's pulling himself right now.
He's pulling out.
Why is he
Rob?
talking about pulling out of me? Why is he talking about pulling out of me and me at the same time? Don't do that, Varian.
Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for this episode.
Pulled out and put in at the same time.
But honestly, if you've been listening or watching up until this point from day one, you come to expect this quality.
Like, I found out what he meant about some term today, and I'm still having it's something about his back, and it's horrible. But the story. So I had Varian reach out. I reached out. We only got the creator who was accused of it, and suddenly that post disappeared on social media when we started following the story.
Yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know. They wouldn't respond to us because they were afraid of being called, of being misrepresented. That type of stuff that goes on. Oh, I don't want to go on something because I might get misrepresented, is what I was told. Not sure on my camera's freezing.
21,810
No one at
people
Comic
listening.
Skate is worried.
Wait, so did this actually happen?
No
Or is
one
this
is
something
worried
some guy
about
just made up?
Oh,
No, this is a legit look, bro. This is a legitimate book, bro. Like straight up. Like it's pretty. I mean, we were joking tonight about it, but it's like, I mean, the story behind how he came up with it and everything. I mean, it's not good. I mean, he sounds like he's the villain in the story. I mean, it's basically like, I'm going to these clinics and I see there's all these kids with AIDS, so I'm gonna make a book to sell to them. It's like, bro, like I don't know. It doesn't sound good. You know what I mean? But it's a terrible idea, and it's basically a cash grab, but the worst kind of cash grab. It's you don't want to be anywhere near anything like this, man.
And the guy is,
you know what I mean?
His whole page is about trying to cause trouble with other people. Like, when you start looking at his page, this is a guy who can't wait to climb onto a cross and be a martyr for any cause.
It's bad because he goes through this pitch through the whole book, right? And then and the book is about destigmatizing AIDS, but at the very end, he's like, I just want everyone to know I do not have AIDS. I just want you all to I get tested every 6 months. I do not have, and it's like, bro, like, you're just blowing your whole thing right out of the water, brother. Yeah, I mean, he says it like 3 times. I do not have AIDS, and it's just like, okay.
Can we bring up that question from the beginning of the show about, like, can he even write about AIDS since he doesn't have AIDS?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
There you go, bro.
Yeah.
His main character is a rich white guy who got AIDS, and they injected him with this special stuff that gave him double AIDS. And then
double AIDS?
Double AIDS?
Super AIDS?
Battery?
It would be that. Look,
could be
you know how y'all got
triple
AIDS,
AIDS,
and they got the last one, bruh. It's basically, bruh. If we gave it a rating system, it's bruh.
I'll tell you guys.
I'm not going to be able to somebody else's work. He's obviously put time and effort into all this, but maybe
I don't
when
know
you're
if he
generating
has
the idea,
put
the
time.
marketing idea wasn't so great. You
You
know,
know, I will say this: destigmatizing the disease would be nice. I have a condition called hidradenitis suppurativa. It's a skin disorder. I'm actually white, and my credit's been affected by it. Anyway, I'm just joking. But I no.
You made Travis do a spit take. Lucky you
know
didn't
what
get it all over his camera.
Over there.
No, but hidradenitis suppurativa, I don't sweat like regular people, so I get these boils and lesions. Well, the problem is they will abbreviate hidradenitis suppurativa as HS. I don't like going anywhere saying I have HS because, in my opinion, HS stands for herpes simplex. So I'm not gonna. Hey, I have flares, and it sounds like I got herpes. But so I'm really worried about STDs, and I'll tell you something. My mother is a very kind person. There was a girl. This girl showed up at my mother's apartment once, and she's knocking on the door, and she's like, "Yeah, I need a ride." And my mother's like, "Where to?" And she needed a ride all the way to the west side of the state. Was that west side of not the state, but west side of the city? And my mother's like, "Okay." And my mother's driving her, and I'm sitting in the back seat because I don't trust this girl. And so we asked my, "You want some candy?" My mother's like, "Sure." So my mother's sharing candy with this girl, and this girl starts talking about weird shit. Like, I mean, guys, are TV, MA, DSL, DLSV. She says, yeah, my boyfriend, like, I went to sleep, and then, like, to pay the rent, he let his roommate come in there and mess around with me. And so I'm worried, and I know that guy has these, and I'm worried about his viral load. And my mother's eating this Reese cup, and if she looks in the back mirror, if she looks back there, I'm like this. And my mother's still eating the Reese cup, and I'm sitting there
eat it.
Yeah, and I'm sitting, my eyes are super wide, and then the girl is like, "Yeah, so I've been cleaning myself because with bleach." And what she had been doing,
outsides or her inside?
Her insides with bleach.
Choose.
And I shit you not.
She I bet she did.
Yeah, she moved in with a friend of mine.
I bet she shit you hard.
Wow, you thought that Crown Royal burned.
She moved in with a friend of mine, and she stained all his carpet, or she bleached all his carpets.
How did we get here?
Every time she coughed.
We were talking about fucking destigmatizing HIV.
That's where the conversation always runs whenever you're on, Anthony.
What in the fuck happened?
Ladies and gentlemen,
you can't destigmatize yourself with bleach. It doesn't work.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for this episode. But,
I feel destigmatized.
It's my fault, Eric. I came on and it devolved into HIV and positive. Oh man, I'm sorry.
This is why we have 21,810 listeners right now.
It's
on Indie Volt Radio. Though we do appreciate each and every one of you.
Your ratings go straight up.
There we go.
Thank you for listening to this all 21,810
from around the world.
Back last patrol.
Please do not use any of what you're hearing today as any kind of medical advice.
Right.
We definitely do not recommend anything that we talk about.
The opinions of
as far as
medicinal
applications.
Reflect Travis.
Sarah says HSV is herpes, but see, people don't understand. They hear HS and they're like, "Oh, you got herpes. Get from that guy." He said, "You hear me?" He says, "He's on the floor right now."
I thought you were gonna say HSV sounds too close to HIV. I thought you were gonna segue into
no.
Way off into direct.
We do need to backtrack for a minute because Mark Hodges needs to know what the hell is double AIDS.
Yeah, apparently.
It's how you get superpowers, Mark. Apparently, double O.
Is that anything like double secret probation?
I'm lost.
Apparently, they thought if they got more AIDS, the AIDS would eat each other up. It would attack itself, and then you'd have no AIDS. So,
AIDS on AIDS.
I'm never getting laid again. I'm gonna bring low.
2 minuses do not make a positive.
I'm just lost.
But the 2 positives make a negative. That's what we really
a big negative, actually. 2 positives just adds to the negative.
Wow.
Okay.
That rabbit hole was like the journey to the center of the earth. Jeez.
Hey, funny books. Aren't they fun?
Right.
Hey,
Wow,
kids, you
right.
like comics?
The Last Patrol, man. Pick it up.
Last Patrol.
Yes, thank you.
Indiegogo. Look it up.
That's it.
Fantastic book. If I do
Gonna
say
be-
so myself, which I
gonna
will
be great.
repeatedly.
I know what double D's are, but geez. Mark says.
You know, Mark's somebody that we need to have on the show. For those of you who don't know, Mark Hodges
We do.
runs a very awesome show in Grand Rapids, the Grand Rapids Comic Con. I've been doing that show since it started out as a little tiny corner in a toy show, and he has really grown that show, and it's been great. And
Yeah.
really would love to hear from him on the
It's a big mega show. We
the
should have him on
the
sometime.
promoter situation, how we're going to be coming out of King Randolph disease and all that stuff, and just get ourselves back on track and get back to doing cons and selling comics.
What if we do outdoor
There you go.
cons?
would be
Actually, see an
cool.
outdoor con this last
Yeah, the
week
right
it
weather,
happened.
you could.
And what does one happen? It happened in New York in a church parking lot, which gives them a loophole. Rob told me there was a big loophole there. You can do that. The guy said only 6 people came, but he was only there from 9 to 12. That's how long the show was. So I mean,
Thank you, Mark.
yeah. Shows are starting to try to come back.
Yeah, thanks
I
to
know.
Trump, thanks to Trump, that's now a loophole. Anyone can do the flea markets and stuff like that. They can bring them right back because they said that Trump said that the places of worship don't have any more rules.
Well, one of the reasons for that, though, is that the churches and places of worship were the main houses for the AA meetings. And they're having which they haven't been able to have the last couple months. And during these depressing times, quite frankly, right now, the suicide rate in California is higher than the C-19 death rate. So that's why they're talking about the churches reopening, because they're trying to curb a hardcore disaster in the making here. There's going to be a ton of little mini disasters off of this thing in one way or another. If it's not economic, it'll be mental health. It'll be who knows what.
There's a lot of metrics that you don't want to know, and they're just not being reported.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, the reason I got back into doing comics is I got laid off from my ad agency. So doing this to make up for it.
I don't blame Trump for opening the churches, just for the record. I actually agree with that call. I don't think you should have ever stopped. That's a person's choice. I do believe that certain freedoms should have been allowed like that.
I think one of the big problems is leaving it up to the individual states on a lot of this stuff, because there's a lot to be said for personal social responsibility that has to happen now. We all have to be responsible for ourselves and our fellow person.
There is states' rights. However, states' rights do not
that's very true.
The Constitution itself.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep. Very true.
I think that was the whole point behind that, is that to let that happen, and then the function of the federal government is to make sure that the states don't overreach.
Yes.
And then it kind of it functions the way it's supposed to function.
Mark Hodges just said he just bought a copy of The Last Patrol. He's looking forward to seeing it.
All right.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. I really appreciate that. A lot of love to all the Michigan people. My wife's from the Detroit area.
Cool.
We rescued her.
You rescued her from the Big D.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from Detroit, and then she got the Big D. But
there you go.
There we
Right.
go.
I thought that Whitney's starting to
Just
kick
as we
in.
get out into funny book land, it bring us right back. Mark Hodges has finally figured out how to come on if you want me. Do have a computer that can do the Skype thing. Cool, Mark. We're gonna set that up in a week or so. All right, we'll have Varian get together with Varian, and we will put you on the schedule. It's a very primitive system, but it works as long as it works.
Let's see if we can get Mark on and bring Paul back on too. That way we can do Comic Con promoter and comic book shop promoter. Maybe we can get Barger in on that one too. I think that would be a really good show to have.
I think so too. I think that would be a great one and be an add to the variety of our programming. Mark says okay.
Eric, write this down. Great question to ask would be, how do I get my book to the comic shops without going through Diamond?
Absolutely, yeah.
Lola wants to show you guys something. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Here we go. I want to bring her back in. She's got a comic someone just sent her, and well, a picture of a comic. She's seen. Well, you tell us a little bit what's happened, Lola.
Tell us.
That
Tell
was your
us.
job.
No, go ahead and tell us.
That came in the mail like that?
It's all messed up.
Oh my God.
It did from
Yeah.
Diamond.
Jesus.
Wow.
That is terrible.
Who sent this to us?
Diamond
that
shipped
was
that
sent
in?
from Diamond.
Wow.
And this is the reason,
Yes.
kids, you have to stop crying about just having one distributor.
Yep. This was a retailer that posted that. Look, I pulled this out of the box. This is what it looks like.
It looks
I
like
missed
yeah,
Lewis.
yeah. It really was a retailer. Lola sent me the link, and yeah, he says this is the books I got from Diamond today. It's
Oof.
still up to the same, shenanigans.
Some things
Go on,
never
Ren.
change.
Yeah,
But apparently somebody, they sent some bubble wrap to at least.
I think what happened was they had to close down because the prisons let all of their employees go free so they didn't get COVID.
Listen,
They had to
listen.
make hand
So-
sanitizer. That's what it was.
I said it earlier and nobody heard me. But they're in, where are they at? Hold on. They're in Olive Branch. I know that.
But come on, Barry. We all know they
Oh,
all
Diamond, they're just outside of Memphis.
Yeah.
No,
They
they're
all
outside of Baltimore.
They all
Huh?
broke laws and they all went back in.
Say
This
what,
is
Travis?
They're outside of Baltimore.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
no, their
they-
main warehouse is outside of Memphis. But
No. Actually, their new main warehouse, the one that spent all that money, and they moved everything to Olive Branch, Mississippi.
okay.
And I don't trust Mississippi.
Wow.
I don't trust Mississippi at all. And let me tell you something. And y'all don't like it. Y'all can go ahead and don't at me on this one. But I tell you right now, and it could be the medicine talking, but them not having employees. I want you to go look up. I want you to pull up Mississippi on your little Google on your little smartphones. Okay, pull it up. Pull it up and look at the populace. As long as they got black folks, they'll always have workers. They'll restock that prison real quick, and they'll put them to work because I looked at that video. They had so many black people working there. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I was about to go work there. I thought Diamond was giving away jobs. I was going to move to Mississippi, and they will have those people in there working left and right, shipping your comics all beat up. It's going to be. It is, and I can't. But you know what? I wonder how many times people have gotten those books. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to go any further.
Mark just says Diamond
just
has
to
never
preface
had to care much because they had no competition. That's it exactly. That is starting to change. So I bet they would too if they want to survive. That means they change also.
Sarah says, "Oh my God, about the crumpled comic. I'd request a new one with the pig." Oh, they'll credit you. They'll credit your account. Oh, we'll credit you. $1.50. Sorry that happened. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, but a lot of times, what I've been told is that sometimes the publisher has to eat that cost. Like the small guy, Eric has to eat that cost. Hey, Eric, some of your books got ruined. That's too damn. Sorry about your damn luck.
Variant. They're not even paying for books anymore. They're just selling stuff. They don't even care anymore.
I remember when I used to get the subscriptions for my comics through the company.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd get a subscription to Spider-Man or Wolverine or whatever, for X amount.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when they cared about advertisers and showing advertisers how much, how many subscribers they had. So, so they could bump up the page cost to Twix or whatever. I don't know.
They I don't trust Mississippi. I don't trust Diamond. It's just a bad situation all the way around. I don't trust them. I'm just gonna play that so you guys can just see. I'm not even putting the sound in. I'm not even putting the sound.
There's no way I could trust anything
That's
from
part of
Mississippi.
Illinois.
Yeah, they're just showing where all their locations at and how they've now internalized everything in their
Memphis, Tennessee.
Their Mississippi office. There it is, Olive Branch,
Olive Branch.
Mississippi. It looks like a prison, don't it?
I mean,
stacking them deep, selling them cheap.
Push that Funko.
Push
Boy,
it
you ain't lying.
My Little Pony. Projected growth. Projected growth. Not necessarily the way it happened, or as the actual growth.
That's the actual, yeah.
Yeah. Lies. There it is. Olive Branch, Mississippi. Wait till they go inside. And they moved everything there. It's all there now. Look at that.
How close are they to the penitentiary?
Very.
Damn.
Very
Damn. That old penitentiary.
I'm just gonna go here, so you guys. I'm gonna get to the good part. That's how they show
Dirty
them
deeds done dirt cheap, you know.
Rebuilding everything. Look at that! Look at that nice building full of comics. A man's wearing headphones. He ain't even listening. He don't care.
He don't care.
Oh, I'm listening.
No, not you.
No, we were talking about you.
The people on
We're talking about people in the
people
video.
on the commercial.
Mm-hmm. I just
They
want
just
you guys to
shoving them
notice.
comics in the boxes.
I just
They
want you
don't
guys
give
to
a
notice.
fuck.
For the first time, I'm counting the white people. Just want you to know that.
Well, I mean, they should always count.
Mm-hmm.
This is in
I mean, they
1891.
should count first. I mean, shit. Come on, let's get serious,
That
Aaron.
looks like a fun roller coaster.
Terrible.
Wow,
Terrible.
Yeah, water
I
slide.
terrible.
Yeah, I would have.
I
That gentleman's not wearing.
I got to Sean King this shit.
These guys aren't wearing proper PPE. Isn't there personal protection equipment they have to wear? Those rollers can be dangerous.
That's the
I
scary
think the
machine
stock
right there.
footage is from a while ago.
Yeah, it is. It is long before the any pandemic problem.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say right now, I don't know anything about any of this.
They can ship the EDBACs around,
I can't spell that quick. What?
huh?
What?
Where's the denting machine in that?
Yeah, right. Where's that? Where's the? Where,
That
where
comes
the-
from
where's the
throwing it
crumpler?
into the
Where's
into the
crumpler
van.
at?
They don't show that when you throw
those-
it into the van.
Those crumplers. The crumple zone. Where's that at?
They had to get a new machine just for
I
the.
mean, I'm
bubble
kind
wrap.
of shocked that this is how comics are distributed, but I don't know.
This is a tax haven. This isn't needed.
It looks. I'm sure. There's probably not even any real comic books in there. This is just a place that looks good. The real place where they package all the comic
But
books is in the
so
shed.
why
That's
is
the other
is
little
that-
They
dank
just
room.
shove
Is
Yeah.
shit.
near like a FedEx? Is this near like a UPS hub or something? Or
No, this is their warehouse. This is Diamond. Diamond Distributor.
right. But Diamond sends everything through Ups.
Yeah.
So
They have
why
ups come by, roll up a truck that they stuff. You know,
I mean, I don't know.
this is how they find it and pack it.
But I don't even think there's that many comic books. It looks like the warehouse from Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah,
not
no, there's that many. There's
Those
that many
boxes are
comics.
empty.
Remember, they've been
Those
doing
boxes
this for
are empty,
30
Randy.
years. There's
So what do they
crap
do?
all
Just
over there.
leave them in the boxes?
Most of the
Well,
time.
I mean, plus it's not just comics; it's toys and statues and whatever.
Yeah, all the tchotchke stuff. Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
I think those boxes are empty.
No. Anthony, you're in Louisiana, right?
See there, she's pulling some out right
Yeah.
there.
Isn't that the same thing as Mississippi?
No, not even close, brother.
Oh,
Now you could say Louisiana may be like Mississippi, but not New Orleans. New Orleans is
Okay.
like a whole different country, bro. Totally different.
talk to you later about
There's
Jim
parts of Louisiana you can go to where you go in Louisiana and they talk just like it's here. And they'd have that old country accent like that. But if you go like way down south, like if you go past New Orleans, it's different. Like they talk like this, man. You know, they got this Cajun accent, and that's how they talk way down in the bayou like that. They talk like that there. And then when you come further to New Orleans, you get like this yatty kind of like, hey, how you doing? Where you at, babe? How's your mom? You making groceries? Good. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's more of a yatty shit. So it's weird, man. It's just a real amalgam of a lot of different. New Orleans is like French, Spanish, black, all crammed together into one fucking melting pot. So you get this weird Cajun Creole thing that goes on. It's just, it's its own language. Literally, Cajun French is its own language.
I'll tell you something
It's
funny.
not French. It ain't. It's its own language.
Right. It's from Acadian French, like Quebec.
Kind of, sorta.
When Rob
It's kind of, sorta.
When Rob gets mad, he gets really New Yorkish and you can hear it, and it's really
Yeah.
funny. Like he's like,
Yeah, I can hear
he
it.
starts saying like the car, and not even like he just gets really
That's
bad.
That's kind of Boston.
Yeah,
It's like that
Boston, you
Boston.
bastard.
He got the fucking my car over there. He's got smart back. The car's got smart back. Look at it.
Okay, Anthony, you know how you hate when people try to imitate New Orleans? That's exactly what
No,
you're
I
doing in
love
New York
it.
now.
I love it, bro. I love it. Do
That was
it.
a
Do
Philly
one
accent.
for me,
Come
man. I mean, I mean, that's well, yeah. I mean, I can do New York. You know what I mean? Being over here. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what New York.
Figure out
But
where
like
you're
this
from.
more like Bronx. You know what I mean? This more like the Bronx
Well,
over here. You know
well,
what
you're
I mean?
Italian. That's kind
I
of.
mean, I could do that.
Wait, the
You know
Bronx
what I
is
mean?
part of New York?
You're Italian. That's kind of
I
cheap.
thought the Bronx was part of Staten Island.
Oh God. Let's
Oh,
just
being over here, I mean, that's the type of shit you get your fucking leg broke for over here. You know what I mean? You can't bring them together like that. That's
really-
an insult over here. It's an insult.
That's why I'm in witness protection in Arizona.
And,
My
did,
God, he's got his Whitney over there. He's feeling good, you know?
did you guys
I'm
feel
over
that,
here.
you guys feel that it's an adequate way to ship books? I mean, or does it seem too complicated?
Have you seen Amazon?
Yeah.
Okay.
They got robots, bro. They just got robots.
You're just sitting there varying and hating right now. You're looking for every moment to get upset. Watch when this copyright comes back. You're going to get a copyright strike for this video.
They can't copyright strike me. They don't even operate this much. Most of these companies are going out of business.
Look at that book, IDW. They need a buyer or they're gone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, IDW just laid off a bunch of people, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Hey, she's
They
cute.
didn't
heard
just
that.
lay them off. They
Bye bye.
shucked them. Yeah.
They've
Bloodbath.
got,
Oh wow.
Just like
They-
Kickstarter,
I heard
out
that.
the door.
they've got some cute girls working there. I might have to go.
That's
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
product of this wonderful mess that we're in now. All of these corporations are going to come back so lean that nobody's going to have any work.
Mark says, I used to work for Zondarno
Zondervan.
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 for a while. Looks like a standard book distribution company to me.
I'm just
Cutting
hoping
edge,
this shit turns
deep in debt.
cyberpunk real quick.
Wait, I didn't hear what you said.
He hopes that things turn cyberpunk real quick.
IndieVille Radio has a question.
Got you.
When do you, exactly how late is too late before you should refund
Oh,
your
taking
comic?
shots, Travis.
How late is too late before you should refund your comic? So, I mean, is there a certain amount of time you should be late? I guess is what the person's asking. Should I say,
That's Clayton Moore.
But you have to also, why are they late? What's going on? Is it understandable? Are they communicating? Are they offering something to make up for it? I mean, look at
Right.
Ethan. He had trouble getting out Cyberfrog,
That's
but it was
Chris
worth
Miller.
the wait from what I heard.
that was a shot he took. Hey, Travis, Packers are the same thing as the Steelers, right? That was a shot you're talking about, Anthony.
Yeah.
Whatever
That
you're
was a
eating
shot.
right now, Josh, go ahead and choke on it.
Somebody's laughing in the background.
That was Lola.
Yeah.
That was Lola.
Yeah, just go ahead and just
Just go ahead and choke on
wait.
it.
Josh doesn't even like sports. What are you?
Those are probably the only two teams he could think of off the top of his head.
You Google
Oh,
it?
shit.
I have a mother-in-law who's a Packers fan, and for Christmas last year, I bought her a plunger since she likes bringing up old shit. So,
Oh,
Wow.
That's right.
That's why when I married my wife, everything was awesome because she's from Detroit. She's a Lions fan. She doesn't expect a ring.
There you go.
nice. Very nice.
How's that hurt? That hurt.
So she was a Lions fan, and was she a Tigers fan too?
I don't know what the Tigers are. Is that
Baseball.
Baseball.
that's not a sport.
Oh,
No way.
There was a great
I
meme
thought
going
my
around.
AIDS comments were bad.
There was
No
a
way,
great
that's not a
meme going
sport.
around for a while on Facebook saying that our governor is deciding that she's not going to loosen up the standards until the Lions win the Super Bowl.
Oh well.
Sure is.
Hey, I'm just happy hockey is going to be back, in a couple of months. So,
Okay.
and there's
Welcome to-
just absolute silence from everybody.
Welcome to Sports Talk
And you're from Michigan.
here on the Indie Vote.
Let's see when the Wings
Yeah,
stop
I'm
winning.
from
We,
New
Yeah, but
Orleans, ain't no hockey
Bavarian
down
Red
here,
Wings
right?
has a whole different connotation.
mm-hmm.
Hey, you guys got 20 or an 18.9% chance of getting a first round draft pick. Be happy.
we'll ruin it.
Anyways,
Josh says, Mississippi, Louisiana. Figure we hit that point of the night. Don't trust Mississippi. Don't trust it. Eric can tell you, Mississippi. I stayed in the car, ducked down, entire time. And I'm like, I'm not getting out this car. Crazy Mississippi.
There was this really good chicken place that was on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. I want to stop. He's like, no, I ain't eating Mississippi.
I know what they do to me down there. I'm all right. Guys, I want to thank everybody for coming on. I'm gonna let everybody say goodbye. Let everybody know where they can find you at, and if you got any projects. But remember, you need to go check out The Last Resort, Travis Miller's book, as well as Bill's book, which is trying to escape me right now because the medicine is kicked.
Tribulation Task Force.
Tribulation Task Force on Kickstarter. And but we'll let Travis pitch his book one last time. We'll start with Travis, and we will go Anthony, Rob, Eric. Yeah. Go ahead, Travis.
hey, go ahead, check out The Last Patrol on Indiegogo. It is a graphic novel based on some of my actual experiences in Iraq, written by me and drawn by Scott McDaniel and Derek Fisher from Nightwing, Daredevil, Batman, Action Comics, so on and so forth. So go ahead, check it out. We have a perk level for everybody.
Next.
Anthony.
Why you got me stepping on the man's pitch, man? Stepping on the man's pitch.
That's The Last Patrol on Indiegogo.
Last Patrol. Check it out.
Anthony.
All right. After you check that out, then check out God's Hand. This is a story about New Orleans. It's about New Orleans, and it's about New Orleans legends. It's got Jean Lafitte, Marie Laveau. It's got mayhem, death, love, all kind of things. Doesn't have AIDS in it. It'll be a really good book for you. I think you'll like it. It's going to have some Eisner Awards next year. And it's got a lot. So check it out on Indiegogo right now. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, the whole nine. You can find me at kiddestructo.com. Thank you.
Rob, are you there?
I'm here. I'm just having, I don't know, something's wrong with the internet around here, so I can't run the stream, the video tonight. You can follow me at mranderson.com, where you can find out all about fetish monsters and more. I am currently on Indiegogo with Cat Dad and Super Mom. Tale that teaches morals with farts. Did great on Kickstarter. I'm hoping it'll do good on Indiegogo now as we go in demand. And you can follow me also, and along with all the other amazing creators who submit us stuff via a press release at the comicbookadvocates.com. And that's here to help you guys advocate for what you're trying to sell to the fans. And that's it.
Thank you, Eric.
My name is Eric Hodson. I am at Dreaded Dinosaur on all those social medias. You can go to erikhodson.com and order some of my fantastic art prints. If you're a fan of wrestling and anime, I got you covered. But please also check out Webtoon, The Dreaded Dinosaur Man on Webtoon. Subscribe to that, because as soon as I finish this amazing comic book, Roddy Piper and the Kilted Avenger, I will be hitting new episodes of Dreaded Dinosaur Man. Can't wait to update you on that. And so please look me up on Dreaded Dinosaur on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all those things. And it's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Was I boring you?
And me, I'm Randy Zimmerman. You can
loud yawn.
I'm Randy Zimmerman.
I'm
You can
sorry.
find me on
I'm so
Facebook,
sorry.
Twitter. I do the Zim Geek channel on YouTube. That's ZIMMGEEK. Other than that, hopefully by the end of next month, I'll be announcing my crowdfunding book, which should be coming up, hopefully, if everything goes well. We'll get that rolling. I'll probably start, hopefully, I'll get that campaign rolling about August. That's what I'm looking at. So that's it for me. Now for that variant. Lola?
Lola's turn.
It's my turn.
Yeah, don't you have a show tomorrow?
I do have a show tomorrow, as long as I'm feeling up to it. of Geekgasm at 9 p.m. tomorrow night, Eastern Standard Time. And you can also find me at the Indie Princess on Facebook.
All right.
Crown Royal hit hard.
Smacked.
She said she's tired now. Yeah, it did. It hit pretty hard.
I'm sweating. I'm like really hot and tired.
Also, yeah, I don't know if you guys seen that 24,227 listening on Indie World Radio right now.
Wow.
I'm financially ruined. I'm hemorrhaging cash as we speak. That bill is going to be sky high tomorrow. Don't clap.
So what we have to do now is tell all of these 24,227 people that are listening on Indie Volt Radio to please go over to YouTube. Just take a second, look up the Indie Volt channel on YouTube and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. You don't have to listen to us on YouTube. Just subscribe to us on YouTube and then go back to the great IndieVolt.com app and listen to us. But if you subscribe to the Indie Volt channel on YouTube enough, maybe we can actually get funded. And Indie Volt might be able to then take super chats for people more than the Lola shot tip box. And we can help Varian afford his extra band.
I'm about to start selling ass if I can't get.
Because every time we top over, every time we top over,
what the guns are about? Is that why you're wearing that shirt?
Yeah, Rob told me how to do it. He says, put the guns out there, you'll get some.
Every time you top over 24,000, isn't it, that you have to pay for a little extra broadband?
It was at 20. It was at 22, and so I'm over that now. So I'm gonna get a nice little email in the morning. They're gonna be like,
you went over your limit again. We need some money.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
subscribe at that YouTube channel. Let's get Indie Volt funded so we can start getting some super chats. If not, then we're gonna start being like PBS and start begging for money.
Yeah,
you don't want that to happen.
We'll start running all night telethons.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do it like UHF, the movie. So
Voltathons. We shouldn't. Then you'll never hear any music over on Indie Volt.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me because I will. I'll run those things. Guys, if you want to send your questions in, you can do that. It's really easy. You're going to email IndieVoltLive at IndieVolt.com. Please include IndieVolt Live in the subject. Please keep emails to 90 words or less. And maybe, just maybe, we will read your comments, your questions on the air. Also, you heard the number, 24,227, listening live on Indie Volt Radio. You can do that too. You can download the Indie Volt Radio app on Google Play. You can also download Streama if you have an Apple device and look up Indie Volt Radio on there, as well as, Indie Volt Radio is on Alexa. It's on our front page of our website. There's a lot of ways you can check out Indie Volt Radio. It streams, we stream music, news about comic books, obviously, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then while you're at it, check out Indie Volt TV on Roku. It's completely free, over the top streaming. It's like Netflix, but it's free. All indie movies, as well as some of the content you're going to see here. We got some exclusive content coming later this year as well. Exclusive content to the Indie Volt TV network. So check that out if you have a Roku device or a Roku-enabled television. As for us, guys, me and Randy will be back here nice and early Thursday morning.
9 a.m.
We'll be back here 9 a.m. in the morning. It's going to be nice and early. We'll apologize for everything we said here tonight. Everything. And then Art of War, I believe, this Friday. So at 9 p.m., as long as I can get a nice group of artists together who play together nicely. As for us, that is it, ladies and gentlemen.
I just want to point out before we're done that it's very important for you to send in your feedback to IndieVolt Live at IndieVolt.com.
Yeah.
Send in, just let us know how we're doing, or tell us your problems. And don't forget, our feedback will be better because of your setback.
Nice.
Get an education. Hashtag IndieVolt.
That's so mean. You guys have a good day. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Me and Randy will see you Thursday morning. Lola will see you tomorrow. And then unless something really dumb happens, we
all might see you tomorrow. It depends on who Lola has on. So.
Yeah. Until then, everyone, stay safe, stay happy, keep reading comics. We'll see you later.
All right. Have a good night.